But the manager of my healthcare team is my pain specialist. She treats me for the chronic pain that radiates from a spinal cord injury and herniated disc C4 through C8. When I experienced paralysis of my left arm, my Emory neurosurgeon directed me to see another Emory surgeon who suggested replacing the 5 herniated discs. I refused surgery. I had already struggled with that decision in 2003 when I chose radiation over surgery when diagnosed with an acoustic brain tumor. Following 4 weeks of radiation, I lost the hearing in my left ear and was left with hemifacial spasms. The repercussions of the radiation lasted just over a year, but when they subsided, my CFS went into a 3-year remission. I was fortunate for many reasons. My pain doctor would not have accepted me as a patient. She does not treat CFS patients. My disc injuries are my diagnosis. I can document my pain. But I am a fibro and CFS patient, and I know the pain of this illness. Undertreated pain combined with overwhelming exhaustion is just too great a burden for CFS patients. If you were to ask any one of my Georgia doctors about my health, they would tell you that I have some issues. My heart, my lungs, my endocrine system, my neck and spinal cord injury. I have facial spasms, some hearing loss, and a brain tumor. But like the blind man and the elephant, they would say I am reasonably healthy. Not one would mention CFS. They would probably be surprised to learn that as healthy as they think I am, I was in and out of Medicare's Part D donut hole by April. The symptomatic treatment of CFS is an expensive proposition. A patient needs resources to periodically rise like Lazarus and attend multiple monthly doctor appointments, occasional family functions, or a medical conference. And that is why I am here today. I am here while others are not because I have the ability and the resources to get here. I tell you about my extensive medical history because I think I am actually pretty typical of the CFS patient. I understand why no one wants to treat us, but no one wants to be us either. The 5 years I spent in bed, in pain, unable to hold up my head, brought me closer to suicide than I care to admit. I know how difficult it is for the bedbound to hang on to life. They are fighting hard just to survive. I was 43 when CFS knocked me down, but many of these patients I meet on the forums are just babies themselves. Teenagers with parents that don't believe them call out to us. Young mothers ask us why no one warned them before they had their babies that they might pass it on to their children. Because no one warned me of the relapsing and remitting nature of the illness, I foolishly thought I had beaten it and tried to exercise. There are many of us who have made that same mistake. But now it is time for the CDC to own up to their mistakes and start doing their job, warning us of the many dangers of CFS. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Magowitz. I'm now going to call the next commenter, Megan Morgan Shannon, and will alert those on the wait list. And in this order, Harnoor Singh, Eileen Holderman, Albert Donay, Brian Wallet, and then a telephone call, if we can reach her, to Bonnie Ewart. These are the folks on the waiting list. We will take, I think we'll be able to accommodate 2 or 3 at a minimum because we had committed an hour to public comment. So if you are here, please be prepared. I'm going to call Megan Shannon, and then we'll take the first person from the wait list.
Hello?
Megan Shannon?
Yes, this
Hi.
is Megan.
Yes, hi, Megan. It's Wanda Jones. We are ready for your 5 minutes of public comment. I'll start a timer as you start.
Oh, right. Just a second. I've been watching you, and you're dialing me now. So let me get my papers.
Well, ignore what's on the screen because you're live on the telephone, and I will start the timer once you start. Okay?
All right. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Thank you for letting me speak again this morning, and thank you, Dr. Oleski, for being there and leading. I'm going to turn this down. I also want to thank the Office of Women's Health for putting my minutes, my testimony into the minutes and editing and saying what I said. The trigger for me when I became ill was adenovirus number 2, and it was in Children's Hospital when I became ill in the fall of 1980 to 83 and was told to leave. the hospital because my immune system had been compromised. I left June of 1983. I have been on the front line since 1987 as an advocate, either in San Diego, locally, nationally, and in 1991 when I started with the Office of Research for Women in Health, NIH, and then to these meetings, and then internationally. I'd like to have you all turn to the page, the next page. It's 1B, and you'll see the letter that my dad sent to me October the 4th, 1988. It is a copy of what he said when he was in Dallas, Texas at the time. Please read with me. It says, "Dear Meg, I've had some strange vibes about your well-being these past few days and feel that you might be short money. I scratched around and came up with a little, which is enclosed. I have had a nice visit with your Uncle Willis here in Dallas. He says hello. Nothing else is new. Love, Dad." I copied the letter dated October 4th, 1988, and the check my father sent me for $200. I received this letter 3 days after he died in Stone Mountain, October 10th. My dad lost his battle with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma on October 6th. I want you, who know me as an activist for the past 20 years, as a CFS, ME, PPS, and autoimmune disease, to see that I am someone's daughter. I am someone's sister. I'm someone's aunt. I am someone's friend, and I am a human being. And yes, I may appear well at times, but most of the time I am sick. There is a question in the United States, what is myalgic encephalomyelitis? There is such a high degree of dislike for people now named with CFS that when people see the word myalgic encephalomyelitis, they say, gee, what people will do to get their disease made real. Give it a big name. Even a mother who testified before you last May made a comment about myalgic encephalomyelitis. It was bigger than her little girl. Let us not make the...
Megan, you have 2 minutes.
Oh, God. I have 3 points. DHHS, I would like the DHSS and the CFSA to take leadership of all information with the that CDC is taking and NIH, get Dr. Fauci off, get Dr. Reeves out, get Dr. Jones out, and that you come up with the leadership and oversight of CFS. I'm requesting all the money that goes to NIH, CDC, go to your office and for the CFSAC meeting. And the name, let us not change it from symptoms to body systems. I think that's a moot choice now. I would like to end by again saying thank you for letting me speak, and thank you for Dan Peterson as a great speaker. It was wonderful to watch him yesterday, and Dr. Coffin. 10 years ago, Dan Peterson said in the Belgium conference this was the best conference he had ever been to. And he said at most conferences, 99% of the presenters were psychiatrists here. There were almost none. Dr. Peterson finished by saying that 10 years ago, that would have been 1989, he believed CFS would be resolved by science. Now he had changed his mind. It could only be resolved by politics. I wonder what Dr. Peterson would say now. And I wanted to add that the treatments for me, which are cardiac related, I have IV therapy, and I have a port under my right clavicle because I need it, and it's not just, it's for lack of fluid. It's not just due to the heat. There's a trigger that happens, and I'm not quite sure what took place. And also Dr. Coffin mentioned the band played on, and in response to one of his questions, and I want to say it is still playing. Please make it stop. Disease is not about DNA viruses like the herpes and the adeno, the enteros. It is truly an acquired immune deficiency syndrome, and Dr. Elaine DeFreitas was right from the get-go, and I want to thank you again.
Thank you, Megan. And we do have your written comment that will be posted to the website as it has been distributed here at the meeting. Thank